I'm here today with Damien Barnett who's the outsource specialist from Affordable Staff. My name is Michael Furlong and I'm from Roll Maximiser. And this is a fantastic topic. I'm really looking forward to having a chat with Damien because we work together on with a lot of different clients. And I've been talking about outsourcing. I think, Damien, well, firstly, hello, welcome.
Hello. Hello, Michael. How are you? Hello, everyone.
I just started off on a tangent there, mate. I reckon it was about 2013 was the very first time that I'd heard about outsourcing, and it was actually at an LPMA event. Bob Walters started talking about it, and what a way to cut the room. He just divided the room in 2013, and we had all of the, it was very parochial. Very parochial. So Damien, today we're going to talk a little bit about outsourcing. We've got a couple of different topics to cover off on, and I'm really looking forward to it. How are you feeling, mate? I'm
looking forward to it too, Michael. No, I'm good.
So firstly, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do at Affordable Staff, and then also from an agency point of view, why would an agency look to take on a VA virtual assistant?
Yeah, so I'm Damien from Affordable Staff, and I'm an outsource specialist. So I'm an account manager for Affordable Staff. I'm working right across Australia and New Zealand with clients across all different levels. My background is property management, real estate. I was LPMA Property Manager of the Year in 2014, and the agency, probably the year after. You were talking about that, cut the ice. Bob Walters. I heard there's people standing on tables yelling and screaming at that particular event. That
might have been the after party. I don't remember that happening during the day, but it might have been late at night.
but from me, the agency that I worked in at the time actually got, I suppose, a VA. We were given a VA, and I was literally handballed this person that was over in the Philippines to go, here you go, sort it out. Use them however you want to use them. So
Damien, back then, so you're saying 2014, so that's 6 years ago. That would have been, your agency would have been an early adopter, I would have thought.
Yeah, listen, we were, and it was, it was hard yakka back then. And working for Affordable Staff, I called, that particular person, that was VA version 1. Okay. They were working from home. They had not really very good internet. Every time it rained, the power would drop out. Like it was, to be honest, horrendous at the time. It was, but it was also cheap. And it was one, at that time it was early adopter, and that was what was available.
And I think there'd still be agencies that would be doing that now. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but there'll be a number of agencies that would say, let's cut this margin down to this margin and go direct. And you're going to have those issues with the internet and security and those sorts of things. So you would have experienced that early.
Yeah, we did. So I suppose from those humble beginnings, the business I worked for was sold. I moved on to a different agency. Actually, they were looking for, how do we get some admin support? We're struggling with recruitment and with a whole heap of other bits and pieces. And I suggested, well, why don't you look at a VA? So they actually hired a VA also. So I got handballed that person too to look after. But I suppose from there, 2015, looked at it more seriously to go, well, what's the opportunity in real estate? Because it was getting results for that particular business. It was helping grow the business. It was making my life easier and the other PM's lives easier in the business. And it was helping us focus on the high return on investment, customer facing type parts of the business that we all talk about but never ever get to do.
Yeah. So is a VA really only for big businesses or organized businesses? What would be who's going to benefit from taking on a VA? All real estate agencies?
My smallest client came to us with 50 properties.
Sure. I'm talking with a client at the moment, Damien, who's got just on 100, and I think that would be great. I've got another one at 30, and I think that's probably a bit too small. but would help them grow. Is that okay?
Yeah, and it is, because the particular tasks or how the VA assists that particular business is different. When you look at those big, large scale businesses, it becomes very much almost task driven.
Sure.
The VA is doing 1,000 lease renewals. They're doing this and they're doing this, and they're just doing the one task repetitively. When you're a small business, they're your PA, because a lot of the time, these people are out on the road. They need a hand to do a CMA. They need a hand to draw up a lease. I just spoke to this owner. Oh, I just got a phone call from a tenant. Pretty classic one. Just got a phone call from a tenant. Can you enter some maintenance for me and send ABC plumbing? And their tasks are more varied.
So it is very much task-based. So Damien, just very quickly, would the VA be doing the property manager's role, or is the VA supplementing the property manager? Is the VA an extension? How does a VA and a property manager, I would see it as a hand-in-glove relationship.
Yeah, it is very much a hand-in-glove relationship. I think they're an extension of the property manager.
Yeah.
To be able to, or that particular pod or that little ecosystem that is that, so property manager and assistant property manager, because they're focusing on dollar driving tasks that have to be done locally. But there is a whole heap of administrative tasks around that pod of people that needs to be completed, that it's not worth the time of a senior PM, a PM, or an assistant PM to actually do.
And we were just talking about that with whatever it is, whichever state you're in, whatever the top end of a property manager's worth, whether it's 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 plus. And I think we're finding out now that we're in lockdown, that big offices are probably not necessarily required to run an agency. We're finding that out. So it's probably better to, instead of having the property manager doing some of the routine tasks, then they should be outsourced, so that the property manager, instead of having free time, then they're more client facing. Is that right?
They're more client facing, and also, the reality is most of these businesses start growing. So they become attraction agents. And I suppose one of the ladies that I spoke to, that's a client at one of the workshops that we ran, was saying that she went from having 500, she was a team leader for a real estate business. She went from having 500 clients, so 500 managements,
yes,
to 1,500 clients, because all of a sudden her tenants became clients, and they started to develop that relationship, and that relationship that they developed with their tenants started to bring them in managements and referrals and sales, and it was all interlinked. But it was having the time to have the relationship with everybody that touches your business.
So I guess to wrap it up, Damien, the summary that I would put forward is that when considering a VA, you shouldn't just be looking at cost savings. You should be looking at how can they help grow your business. What's the actual, have you got any figures or dollar value as to what the direct impact could be on a business? Maybe some scenarios you've had in the past?
Listen, if you're looking purely at cost saving,
yep,
you can save 30% in costs. But from a growth perspective, we've got businesses out there managing 300, 400 properties per PM. So whatever the asset value is that is with that, that's attached to that. I know a lot of the guys that track KPIs, the PMs are bringing in 2 new managements a month each. Now that's not BDMs, that's PMs growing the rent roll organically through relationships.
Yeah.
So you have 5 PMs, you bring in 10 new properties a month. The asset value on that is
somewhere between 30, huge. 40, 50,000 increase.
Yeah. And for a business owner, that's good, but also for a property manager, that's job security.
Yeah.
For the team, it's watching these businesses hum as they start to see results and start to realize that they can actually go home at 5 o'clock. That's rewarding. They're rewarding for me, and to watch them go along that journey is really rewarding.
So Damien, as we wrap up today, any business too big, too small?
There is definitely businesses too small.
Okay.
I would say,
Yes.
you know, like it's got to be worth it from a cost based point of view. But I think the point of entry is rather low.
Sure.
So from a too small, yeah. If you've only got 10 properties under management, then you would have to question whether it's worthwhile. But I would say from a probably 30 to 50, and you're on that growth trajectory, excuse me, love that. Then definitely there's not an entry.
Fantastic. Damien, I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. For
Thanks,
those
Michael.
people that are looking at whether if they're looking to grow or add some value to their relationships with the customers, then they should reach out to you at, I imagine it's affordablestaff.com.au.
That's right, affordablestaff.com.au.
Fantastic. Thanks, mate. Enjoy your day.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Michael.